Okay. Next up. Okay, so this next one. All right, we're gonna talk about this next one. This next one, I'm gonna try not to cry because every time I think about it, I'm like, oh my god. Like even right now, I'm. Okay, so hold on. We're finding the list. Okay. Okay. So now, where are we? We're now on the 6th. So now we're on the 6th. I am creating some great content. Thanks for hanging out with me while I'm doing that. Okay, where are we? Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do it that way yet. Silly me. Okay, we're going to do it again. Okay. Ah! So, this is the Overground Railroad by Candacy Taylor. And it is the story of Route 66 and the Green Book, the Negro Motorist Green Book. And I am so excited that I am so excited that that we are going to be having a conversation about this on the 6th. So now I'm gonna go here. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I had all this. Okay, so wait, no, this is just this is the discussion group. No, this is the concurrent session. Okay, so this is a concurrent session. Okay, so this is important because we're gonna have this in a conversation. So there's gonna be a couple things happening. Okay. So Route 66 is a very, very charged and challenging road to exist in America that has a lot of very difficult legacies and a lot of difficult conversations that we don't often have. And what's really interesting is that a lot of people don't know the history of Route 66, and I mean the reason why I'm telling this story is going to become apparent in a second. So a lot of people don't know the history of Route 66. So when I see Route 66, just the sign of the road, it causes an enormous amount of pain for a variety of reasons. One is that road symbolizes freedom to a very small percentage of a white population that it was essentially created for. It was built off of the pathway that was originally the Trail of Tears. It was built to create hope for people to go out west during the Dust Bowl. 92% of people who went out there to find their future failed and came back. So it has a 92% failure rate as the road to the future. And most importantly, it was an incredibly, incredibly unsafe road for Black families. And the dangers were extreme. And in order to protect themselves, there were a series of activities that they did, one of which is the Negro Motorist Green Book. Now, what's interesting is not a single person that I talked to knew about this history, but I did. And I was like, why do I know this, right? Ali asked me, why do you know this? You grew up in Pakistan. Your sister didn't know this, right? So how did you know this? And I thought, I don't know. And then I remembered and everything made sense. So it took me a while to remember that, oh my God, 2007? No, 2004? No, 2002. I got a degree in anthropology. My degree is actually in decolonizing history and anthropology. And I remember that someone did a capstone project on Route 66 back when I was in college. And so I've just known about this. But think about this. For me to know about it, I had to get a degree in anthropology, right? That's the actual story here. Not that I knew about it, but that the information is so buried that in order for someone to get that information, they literally have to go get a degree in it, right? Why that is so sad on many levels is because, one, we are all being robbed of our history and of the experiences that would allow us to grow. And as Tanya has written in this description, here, let me go back to the description because actually I want you to be able to read it while we're talking, because as she put in this description here, right? I'm going to highlight this here. Okay. Just as Route 66 symbolizes a journey of resilience and progress, our professional paths are marked by challenges, obstacles, and opportunities for growth. During this session, participants will explore how the history and stories of Route 66 can inform and inspire their career journeys. We will draw parallels between the strategies used by Black Americans to overcome segregation and discrimination and strategies we can employ to create a diverse, equitable, and inclusive environment in our profession. Join us to rediscover your journey and chart a course for success. So I wanted to read this directly because I remember when Tanya sent it out, I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I want to read this. There will be a discussion group afterwards. The why this is so important is because decolonization for me is actually it's a central part of my soul. I have a decolonization coach in AJ Singh, and he helps me. I meet with him on the last Friday of every month, and we're going through a very specific set of activities to help break through some of these ideas. Another one of my coaches is Toy Smith from Loving Black Single Mothers, who really helped me to deconstruct my value, disconnect my value from my productivity. And so I've had a number of coaches that I work with specifically related to decolonizing ideas and scraping away the histories as we have been told they are, so that we can look at the histories and learn from them, because this is the wisdom that allows us to navigate these challenges, right? One of the biggest things I think that we all forget is that by not being able to share these stories and these challenges, we're not able to then learn from our ancestors and those who have walked the path before, to where we don't feel like, one, we're alone, and two, we can plant our seeds in their wisdom and continue to then create more fertile environments for other people to plant their seeds in our wisdom, and so on and so forth. So this is such an exciting idea. I am so glad that Tanya is doing this. So let me just give you so we have two. Okay, so we have the, I just want to get that there, okay. So the follow-up discussion group is going to be, I'm just going to share my screen so you can see when the follow-up discussion group is. Okay, follow-up discussion group. There we go. That's the follow-up discussion group, and it's going to be on the 7th of August at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And so we're going to have the concurrent session, then we're going to have the follow-up discussion group. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Whenever I have done this kind of work and had these kinds of conversations, it is so painful. But on the other side of it, there is so much joy. There is so much shared love. There is so much growth. There is so much connection and I think that we typically tend to shy away from these things, not for anybody's fault, but because we typically tend to go to, like, what's your NSF policy and what's your NIH policy and here's your tactical this and here's your tactical that, because as a society we typically do not like to be uncomfortable, and we're trying to just kind of how many times when we were kids we're told, just don't rock the boat, right? Don't rock the boat. And rocking the boat is part of how we get to better seas. So put this on your calendar, absolutely on your calendar. So here's what you're putting on your calendar, okay? You are putting on your calendar 8/7/2024 at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., okay? That is going to be navigating your career, continuing the journey in community. So that is really talking about how do we continue to build research administration in community. And some of the ideas that we're going to be talking about are going to be absolutely mind-blowingly freeing. So absolutely looking forward to seeing you there. And then the other one is 8/6 at 1:15 to 2:15. If you're able to be there, we would love to see you. I will be there. I cannot wait. If you do not already have, here, let me go here, get a copy of this book. And there you go, get this book. There will have copies for sale, so you'll be able to buy them at the space. And then keep an eye out from NCURA, because Tanya and the AM66 team knocked it out of the frickin' park. Okay, so if you haven't bought your tickets yet, I'm just gonna say you probably do, because you are going to be sorry if you're not there.